Hello everybody, Blue Goblin here with my comic book review for this week in February 2010. Got several books here to review, and just want to let everybody know I'm going to get back into doing written reviews for comiccrazyreviews.webs.com. I plan on getting written reviews for Spider-Woman and Deadpool Merc with the Mouth, so look for those whenever you get a chance. Probably not going to be up for maybe 2 or 3 more days, so give it time. But for the books I'm going to review here on video, let's start with Amazing Spider-Man 621, written by Dan Slott. This is Mr. Negative's part in the Gauntlet, and I don't really see why Mr. Negative has to be in the Gauntlet, because, you know, when I thought of the Gauntlet and when I saw the first advertisements for it, I thought it was going to have a lot to do mainly with either different variations or original members of the Sinister Six, and I don't really see why Mr. Negative has to have a place in it. But I gave it a shot anyway, because it's always good to see Spidey and the Black Cat together, and especially in a book like this. This book was well written. I will say that for Dan Slott. He does know how to write Spider-Man. But I do have to nitpick about one little thing. Is Mr. Negative going to be god-awfully strong? As in a little too strong? As in a little bit like the Sentry and Red Hulk? Because I sure as hell hope not. We don't need yet another character who's seemingly going to be too powerful. I'm getting really tired of that from Marvel. But however, this was nicely well put together. I think it's well worth $2.99. But sadly, in my opinion, this was not as good as the Mysterio tie-in to the Gauntlet. But then again, that's just my opinion. Uncanny X-Men 521 is out here, and nope, I'm not going to throw it. You were wanting me to throw it, weren't you? Admit it! But Greg Land's artwork is still terrible. It's still terrible. We still have some characters completely not acting like they should, especially Cyclops. He's just not acting like Cyclops to me. And we got Wolverine about to stab somebody with his claws while he's smiling. It just doesn't fit right. However, the main focus of the story is what made me feel like, okay, this is getting better for me. We got Magneto physically torturing himself by meditating, putting out a vibe of supposed magnetism. And he's like suffering from nosebleeds. He's sweating. He's losing pounds. You know, he's been doing it for 24 hours straight, and he's physically torturing his body. And for what, we don't know. And then we get to the end of the book, and we're like, and at least I was like, whoa. Now this is getting good. And of course, we all know what's going to happen in 522. If you've been keeping up with the solicits on the internet for Marvel, then you already know what's coming in 522. And I can't wait for that. I really can't wait for that. And this issue here delivers the beginning of a possibly good explanation as to what's going to happen with the big return next issue. I'm going to leave a personal note out here for Matt Fraction. Matt, you actually did a good job this time, so when the next issue comes along, don't fuck it up. Pardon my French. All right, Captain America 603. Ed Brubaker, Luke Ross. Okay, I'll give it credit. This was a good issue. But I just don't know why it didn't captivate me as much as previous issues of Captain America has. You know, I was more captivated by Captain America, this run anyway, you know, when Steve Rogers was still dead and Bucky was doing a good job as the new Captain America. Now, ever since Captain America Reborn with the return of Steve Rogers, Captain America's issues here haven't really been, all in all, 100% captivating to me anymore. And I can't explain why. I really don't. And this issue loses some points for me because it's a $4 book featuring an add-on for a character that I don't give a damn about, Nomad. You got Nomad, a story about her written by Sean McKeever with really cartoony looking art featuring Arania, who looks like a 12-year-old girl who's obsessed with Spider-Man. It just doesn't look right fitting in. It just doesn't look right putting it with a book like that from Ed Brubaker. It just doesn't. Batman 696. I got to admit, Tony Daniel is doing it for me. He may not be doing it for some other people, Craig, but I'm not going to mention any names, Craig. But he's doing it for me. I like it, It's mainly just a bunch of flashbacks as to what's going on with Batman's mind. You see the Penguin and the Mad Hatter of all people making appearances in this book, and the end of this book, it ended on a slight cliffhanger that makes me want issue 697 just a little bit more than I already did, because supposedly Dick Grayson is going to solve the mystery of who's this new Black Mask, and I would like to be shocked. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a total failure. However, I still am a big fan of Batman. If you watch my tribute to Batman, you know I'm still loving The Dark Knight. I just can't wait to see who the new Black Mask is, if they are going to reveal who it is next issue. Green Lantern Corps 45. Let's quit rambling on about Batman. Let's talk about some awesomeness. Peter Tomasi, thank you for writing a good book. However, I don't feel like it should have been tied into Blackest Night because, the title up here, Blackest Night, was the only connection I saw to it. This was mainly a fill-in that tells a story about how the Green Lanterns got Guy Gardner back on their side and got that red ring off of him. And I loved Mogo's role in this book. You gotta love Mogo. If you don't love him, you gotta at least respect him. This book was awesome, just pure awesome. Is there a level of awesome after pure awesome? Somebody tell me. This was fantastic. Thank you again, Peter Tomasi. Thank you. I loved it. Blackest Night, The Flash, number 3. Jeff Johns. Don't ever mess up, man. You're just too incredible for the DC universe. Jeff Johns, this has just been his year. 2009 was his year, and 2010 just may be his next year. I mean, I see Jeff Johns getting Best Writer for 2010, at least from my perspective, if he continues to put out books like this, and books like this, which I'll cover here in a minute. And I got to see his episode of Smallville that he wrote with the JSA, which was fantastic, and this was fantastic as well. We get some very nice character development here for not only Barry Allen, but for Wally West and for Bart Allen. And I know certain people who hate Bart Allen, and I know certain people who don't quite understand Bart Allen. I'm not going to mention any names, but Bart Allen just wasn't a good character for me. But I at least acknowledge that he is a decent Kid Flash, and this book was awesome, and I loved what the Rogues do in this book. Very good stuff here. Very good stuff. Now, for the book of the week, Green Lantern number 51. Jeff Johns, Doug Mahnke. This is awesome. This is Parallax Rebirth Part 2. Just incredibly, fantastically done. I loved every page. This is, I was one of those fans who might have been a little bit worried that Hal Jordan might get a repeat of what happened the last time Hal Jordan got possessed by Parallax, but thankfully that doesn't happen. We get some nice stuff here from the Spectre. We get some nice development here from Necron and from the Black Lanterns and everything. Nice confrontation between Lex Luthor and Lara Fleece. It's just awesome all the way around. This is without question the book of the week, from my opinion. Green Lantern 51. Pick this up if you haven't done it. Even if you had to buy just one book this week, I hope you made it this one. This was awesome. Pure awesome. Again, somebody let me know if there's a level above pure awesome. Well, that's all I got for this week on video. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, and comiccrazyreviews.webs.com. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and until next time, I'll see you later.